Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, RedLineMods. Simpsons tuning back in. This beauty is finally getting charge pipes on everywhere and under the hood, and front mount intercooler. Super excited. And then after that, we got the K-Tuner V2, get the stage 3 on there. So let's do this. Part 1. I'll show you guys how to remove the front bumper step by step, and we'll go into the front mount intercooler as well. So let's go for it, fam. Off with, make sure the car has the e-brakes are on, and the parking brakes basically they're on. And then I got this side, started to lift this side up because we gotta take those 3 screws out right here. So we're gonna do that side first because we're gonna need the space. We're gonna take the liner out from here eventually, so we can put the hose that goes up from here. This way this wheel could stay to that side, to the right side. So let's take off that side first, start the car, twist this wheel this way so we can take off the screws on that side. So 3 screws are out from the other side. So now I twist these wheels to all the way to the right so I could have access to screws, which is right here, and one down here, one over here. So it's right here in this corner, right there. Take those off. Once these are off, then jack this up basically enough where you can reach the bottom clips. But I popped the hood for now, and this way you can take off the clips on top as well, which I'll show in the video. I'll be using my pry tool kit to get the bumper out, and you can get this 5-piece set, I believe, or 6. You can get the kit on my site, link in the description of the video. And going for the clips we're gonna be removing, basically gonna be removing these tabs right here. This one, these tabs that's attached. Looks like this is attached, but this one don't look like it's attached, but all right. And going straight down the line, whatever is attached to the bumper, for example, this one, that one, all the way in the corner, and same thing on this side as well. All right, so we'll get those push tabs out, and we'll see if anything else had to be removed. We'll go to the top. All right, push tabs from the bottom are removed. Next up is going to be this piece. So 3 push tabs here to remove this piece. Take this one off right there, right there, right there. Keep going. Then 3 more pieces right here to take that off. All right, so I'm gonna take those off, and then we can pry off the bumper, and then we'll talk more. This is basically whatever you need to do. This is how the bumper's gonna be removed. All right, so take those push tabs out real quick, and then yeah, we'll just pry it open. That is all removed. Push tabs are removed. Next up, just kind of pry into the spot right here, and just kind of pull this, and it should pop right out. I already made it loose, so it should pop right out. Just wanted to show you the tabs are right there. 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 tabs on this side. There's a few tabs here, so you just gotta pull right there. As you can see, the tab, just gonna push upwards, the tab right there, and pull the bumper a little bit, just like that, and just pretty simple like that. All right, so 1, 2, maybe 3 more on this side. 1, 2, and 3, or possibly 4, but you'll see them as you pull. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, quick update. So the push tabs, remove those right there. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So this panel can come off. So I tried to pull it, but this is like stuck to the bumper, so I didn't. So the bottom panels that was already there, that's the push tabs, I mean, underneath here in the corners, you don't have to take those off. Once I put the bumper back on, I'll show you guys which push tabs you gotta take out. All right, and then of course I gotta unplug the fog lights, find the bumpers off, so I can start unbolting everything. All right, and the bottom ones, while the bumper's off, I had removed this piece, the inner one. See that? This one, the inner one right there. This one I had taken off, and this one I had taken off, so I pushed these back in for them. All right, the rest will go back once the bumper is back on. Obviously that one, the corner ones, those, they'll line up right there, so you're good on that. And then the inner ones right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. that should be good to go. But yeah, that's off. Bumper's off. Now we just gotta start unbolting everything. That front mount intercooler is gonna be coming off. Intake's gonna be coming off. Battery's coming off. Yeah, so a little hectic. I hope I don't have to take that off because it's gonna be a little tricky. I might have to. Uh-oh. Because the battery's gonna be pulled straight up, so let's see if it got some wiggle room or not. But if not, then I just gotta take that off too. But in the meantime, we don't have to lift. We could literally bring the car back down because we only took it up just so we can remove the clips from underneath the bumper. That's about it. So next up is I'm working on right now is going to be, I'll show you guys what we got to do here. The battery's going to be coming out first anyway. So yeah, this is coming off. It's like a clip here. So remove the negative first and then remove the positive. All right, don't take the positive out first. Remove that one first and then take off the positive. So when you put the battery back on, you got to put the positive on first and then you put the negative on after. All right, so remove this first, take this one out, put it to a side where they don't touch each other or doesn't hit anything else. Just put them on a safe spot, all right, where it doesn't. Yeah, this one right here, when you loosen this up, there's going to be a hanger underneath it, so don't drop the hanger. Just going to loosen up the hanger so you can actually like wiggle this and the hanger gets loose on both sides. Other than that, we're good to go on everything basically here. So as you can see, this bracket I loosened up a little bit, not too much. Just the anchors, like look at that, it goes into that small hole right there and locks it in. So make sure before you put it back in, just push it there inside. Okay. Right there, so that location right there, see that? And then you want to make it, once it's in, then you want to make it tight, all right? So that's out the way. That's what's holding the battery. This guy for safety. And next up, you should be able to pull this battery up. Zip tie the ground over there so it don't go nowhere. And positive's out. You have to screw that, by the way. It's a 10 millimeter. Screw that and pull upwards and unscrew it. Should pop out. I'm not sure if it's got threads in it or not, but I had to unscrew it with a bolt to get it out. But dude, my neighbor's doing freaking lawn right now and it sucks. So that's crazy. Took this battery out and I was like, what in the world? Why is it wet from the bottom? And it's just the bottom piece that's just wet. And then I took in the tray. Guess what? There's oil in there. A little bit of oil was in there. Look at that. This is what you get from factory, guys. This is why you just gotta negotiate the prices on MSRP. Look at this. This is unacceptable. Brand new car, you got freaking oil on the battery tray. Like, are you serious? It's definitely not battery acid either. So, come on, man. What is Honda doing? I know I've seen different bolts sometimes too with other people's cars. I'm like, what in the world? Why is that bolt not the same? But yeah, this is what it looks like now when you remove the battery and the tray. So once that's removed, I inspected everywhere. There's no oil leaking or anything like that. So I just gotta check on this area right here, but there's no oil or anything like that. I believe it came from factory like that. But yeah, next up, I just gotta remove these 12 millimeter bolt here and there. Just remove this piece right here. But let's take this out. And yeah, gotta loosen this up, this clamp, and unplug the mass airflow sensor. Just loosen this up so I could easily take this out, and gotta take this off as well. And then we can actually work on that side, more space to work with. All right, the intake is finally out. Just had to loosen that clamp, take that out, take the bolt out, take the bolt out. This one I broke the thread, so I'm gonna screw into it and get the extractor. That should pop right out. Not a big deal, easy. Yeah, other than that, I believe we're good to go. Just gotta This is for my sequential fog lights wire, so I'm gonna zip tie this now over here so this stay closer and doesn't come anywhere in the way or drop down or whatnot. But yep, now we gotta remove those bolts. Basically just follow the line, take each bolt out, you know, like for instance 10, another 12, another 10 right there. So you will see you got to take this 10 and a 10 right there, so kind of this big panel will come out right there, another 12 right there. That'll just basically take these off. This thing will come off. That's next. All right, that big tray is gone. Look how much space we got to work with now, finally. Wow. All right, next up, honestly, probably gonna take this off and take this one off, take this middle piece out, because then we got to take this bolt out right here for this pipe. And the reason why I told you guys to make sure that the wheel is twisted that way, so we have some room to play with here at least, which is gonna be right here. There's gonna be a bolt a little bit inside that way, deep in that side, so I'll show you guys later. But yep, that should do it. Gotta loosen that up, gotta take that out. Yeah, just removing, pretty much clamps are holding this. Clamp, take this off. Simple. Same thing here, just that bolt here. There's one bolt in the middle. Clamp, take this out. We're gonna take this out as well, and this piece as well as clamp here. And there's a clamp right there. Right here, this clamp gotta come off. And it says out on that side. So make sure you guys take pictures before you do anything out, and then this would say, yep, gotta take this bolt off, 12. Let's take this out, unplug the sensors, and we gotta transfer these sensors on a new pipe. So we'll do that right now. One thing I want to show you guys here is removing those two 12mm bolts. Unplug the sensor, unplug the second sensor, just loosen up that clamp, the farthest one over there. You don't have to loosen up this one. So once you do that, you can break this piece easily loose. We're gonna transfer this two sensor, this one and this one right here, carefully. And also this one is easy to take out once this big piece is out, so you don't have to like fight it. Use a needle nose pliers to squeeze this clamp up. Use a pick tool to break this loose, and then just kind of wiggle your way up, and then that's it. This is the easiest way instead of struggling, fighting it over there. This gives you more leeway to play with, all right? So the crazy part is, fam, is that I'm gonna remove this small tab here and a small tab down there. Once that's removed, you have a little bit of space to work with, and that's exactly how much space you're gonna need, just like that. Take the wire harness out. There's a push tab that's holding it like a clip. All right, once that's out, you're gonna have a bolt here for the 32, I think 32mm plug. You gotta push in there because it's gonna be open anyway. And then over here we have a screw right there. It's so hard to locate. It's right there, literally right behind my finger. So right with this groove and right behind it, and you'll be able to see it right there. So once you put the socket in there, just take that out. That's the only screw it's being held by right now. And then this will pop right out, and then obviously break the steel loose over here, this one, and good to go. So I got that 34, I believe, or 32mm plug. Put a little bit of oil on the outside, and then I pushed it in. It goes in super easy, and I made that really tight. I made that tight as well, and we're good to go. So that's plugged. Now we can continue removing this front mount intercooler right here. Basically held by that 10mm bolt right there. And there's one gonna be in here, just right there at an angle. I hate that spot because it's so difficult to push that back in there. It's right there. That's it right there. And two in the bottom. Then on this side we have the 12, and we have a 12 on top, and we have a 10 in the back, I believe, right there. It's holding onto this latch, and I believe that should, and then one 10 right here. Where'd it go? right there, a dark spot again. Same thing as the previous side. Right there, you guys see it? Zoomed in. Yep, that's it. Take those out. Then you should be able to push this down. Don't take this off. This will just dangle down once that's loose and that top part is loose. That ugly looking stock one is off. Look at that, super small. It's all open. Time to put on the PRL one. Or you guys can get the Mishimoto one. Look at that difference. Even in height. That's crazy. That sideways. Oops, about to trip. Sideways, the top. That. Damn. This thing is a baby in front of me. Look at that. I'm gonna put it against the other side. Look. All right, time to put this back on. Make sure when you guys do put it back on, or when you put on the other one, make sure you guys put the O-ring in there and a little bit of oil, just a little bit, so it doesn't crack or anything like that. Make sure the seal is proper, and should be good to go. Place it right there. What's gonna happen now is that we gotta transfer these two sensors. That's one right there and second right there. So transfer those sensors, and that tube is gonna go over there in the left corner right there. And the coupler, I'll show you real quick. This PRL coupler, it says throttle body coupler, so that's gonna go on the inside like that. All right, I'm gonna get that situated. All right, now that this is in place, you want to make sure you don't tighten up this clamp and don't tighten up the other clamp either, because you want to line this up first. You want to line up the two 12mm bolts first. Once you make those tight, then you can go ahead and make those clamps tighter and adjustments here and there if you got to do it. All right, check it out. It's all tightened up. Everything is clicked in. That's tight. That's also tight. Bolt to bolt. Bolted in there for the transferring the sensors. Clicked in, put the tube back in, locked it back in. Tight, that's tight, that's tight. The bolts are back in over there. And the bolt behind this area, the tough one. This is tight, that's also tight. Yep, everything else is tight in the bottom as far as the intercooler goes. Now, we're just gonna reverse the process here and get the battery frame back in place. Once the battery part is back on, then I can put the intake here easily, and then yeah, we'll call it a day. Important tip: I'm putting the frame back in. Once you place it in, just hand tight those, not like tight, just kind of put a little bit, like just put a little bit in there so you can still wiggle it, because you're gonna have to adjust a little bit here and there so you can line up the 10, the 12, the 12. What else is it? Another 12 down there and 2 10s over here, so you could line those up, and then you could get an impact or a drill or just a ratchet. You know, just do it by hand to the socket, whatever works best for you guys, whatever is convenient. But yeah, put this frame back in, make them tight, and then we'll get the battery tray back in and put the battery right inside, and we'll put those anchors back in, those two on the sides. Those anchors go inside that. Bam, bam, right here. Then once it's hooked in, then you tighten up that nut on top. All right, so after putting those charge pipes in and everything, everything was tight, and happy the fact that there's no leaks, because who's gonna take everything back apart and find a leak, right? So you guys want to make sure that you guys make those clamps tight all the way. But yeah, it does feel a little different, and you could feel that extra air coming in, and yeah, all you guys got to do is just tune it. Once you do that, mine's already tuned, so good. And pretty much that's the good part. There's no leaks. That's all. That's the important part. After the big install is done, there's no leaks. And That's it, fam. Peace out until next time. If the video was helpful, please consider subscribing. I would appreciate support. And peace out until next time. More content's gonna be coming up. But if you have any questions or whatnot, just comment below. Smash the like button so this video can get out there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And yeah, we out.